Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day and may peace be upon you. Thank you for watching this training with me, your celebrity expert, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. I'm a media and publicity expert. I'm also a 14 times #1 international best-selling author. I've been featured on Forbes, TED, TV, magazines, hundreds of media and spoken to thousands of people around the world. And it is my absolute pleasure to be teaching you today on how you can be on the front cover of a magazine. This is like truly like the next level of your authority, of your publicity, of you solidifying your position as the go-to expert in your field. I still remember the day when my husband Rizal says to me, I got my dream job. Jenna moved to America. And I said, okay, babe, let's do it. So I left my job as a computer scientist with a PhD and my family in Malaysia. So that's Rizal, myself, my 4-year-old son Abrar, and my daughter Nadra. We moved to Orange County, California. And not long after settling in, I stopped at Whole Foods to get some dates. I'm wearing my hijab, my head covering, like I always do. When another shopper, middle-aged white guy, says to me, are you a Muslim? And I said, yes, I am. Then he says, well, I have read the Quran and it says that killing in the name of Islam is permissible. Are you going to blow yourself up? And I'm thinking, dude, do you even read Arabic? But I say, I'm doing my groceries. I've got young kids. I'm not going to blow myself up. Then he says, if you're not a mom, are you going to blow yourself up? And I can just feel my whole body just shaking with anxiety. My chest tightens. I could not breathe. I had to leave. A few weeks after, my baby Nadra is having the worst tantrum ever. And as soon as Risa comes back from work, I said, babe, look after her. I'm taking a shower. I'm washing my face when I hear bang, bang, bang. Calm down now. There's police officers waiting for you. Dry myself off, put on my hijab, pick up Nadra, go downstairs, and I see 2 police officers in full gear, guns over their shoulders, fingers on the trigger. Ma'am, your neighbor says there's a baby crying. Why is your baby crying? Because she's a baby. He checks her out, Nadra cries even louder, but there's nothing wrong with her. So they leave. And now I'm just too scared to even leave home. To cheer me up, Rizal got me a present, an online course. So I can be an online coach and consultant. I can work from anywhere and still be with the kids, which is exactly what I want. I don't want to work at Google from 9 to 5. I want to be with my family and empower other women. So I studied a course. One of the things I have to do is go live on social media. On Mother's Day 2018, I put on a pretty pink top, some makeup, a floral hijab. Just before hitting the live button for the first time, I freeze. People are gonna think you're a terrorist. And I say, God, help me be brave. So then the camera, freeze again. Prayer, camera, freeze for 30 minutes till I finally hit the live button, shared my message, and then I cried. Then I do it again, the next day and the next and the next and the next. It wasn't easy, but I persisted. Today, I'm a multiple #1 international best-selling author. I've been featured on Forbes, TED, TV, magazines, hundreds of media, and spoken to thousands of people around the world. No person should ever have to be afraid of who you are, and your unique voices should be heard on prestigious platforms around the world without prejudice. Let me show you how. So today, darlings, very simple, very straightforward. I'm going to be sharing with you how you can be on the front cover of a magazine. Now, how many of you have thought about being in a magazine? And how many of you would love to be on the front cover of a magazine? Well, I hope you said yes, because it was one of my dreams. It's absolutely one of my dreams to be not only in the magazine, but also to be on the front cover, to make an impact. Because let's face it, when you're on the front cover, it's one of the hardest property around, because there's only one spot to be on the cover. And you gotta be someone who is at the top of the game to be on the front cover. So let me show you how. Let me break it down to three main things that you want to focus on when you want to put in the necessary steps to be in the front cover. So the first thing that you want to do is that I'm just like looking for my mousey here to show you my screen, but I can't even see it. Just a second. It's so right in here. Where is my mousey? There we are. Okay, so let's have a look. Here we are, and let me just share the screen. Okay, so the first thing that you want to think about when you want to be in a magazine, whether it's in a feature or especially in the front cover, is that you have to be the authority in your field. You gotta be the expert in your field. You gotta be the best person in your field. You gotta be the go-to person in your field, because that's what's gonna make you to be seen, to be heard, the go-to person, right? Obviously, people want to hear from the best in what you do. So, for example, the authority, that means the go-to person. If you search for my name, Izdihar Jamil, quite a lot of things comes up that kind of, it shows you instantly what kind of credibility that I have, whether am I the right fit, whether have the credentials to be featured on the front cover of a magazine. Because let me tell you, editors, they are going to go with someone who has solid credibility, who has proven results. Spotlight magazine, for example, is one of the magazines, my own magazine that I curated especially for women, so that women can share their voices without prejudice, with courage, the rawness, the authenticity, the vulnerability. I want to see them all. So how I choose to be on the front cover, who I get to choose to be on the front cover, is the credibility, the credentials, the story. So when you search for my name, Izdihar Jamil, well, my website comes up, and then Amazon. And why is that? So if you click on Amazon, which shows that my books, I'm a #1 international best-selling author, 14 times #1 international best-selling author. So you can see that I have a lot of my books here. So again, it solidifies my position as the expert in my field. And then obviously I have LinkedIn, and I have a TED Talk. My TED Talk, I'm a TED speaker. So again, I'm in influential magazine, influential platform, prestigious platform. Obviously there's Twitter there, and I also am in Forbes. So there I am, starting business. How to 5 tips on building brand authority in your field, and there I am. So when people look at your credentials and who you are, they always want to know whether you are someone who can back up what you say. Because the last thing on any magazine wants or any editor wants is like having someone who is like a newbie. It can be a newbie if that magazine is all about, but they always want someone solid with credentials, someone who people have the trust factor, that people can put into the trust, because obviously these magazines have a reputation to maintain. So Forbes, podcast, I have my own podcast, and many other places. So if you look at TED Talk, right? I'm on the TED website because I gave a talk on coming to America, a story of a hijab wearing woman. So clearly, it is one of the most prestigious platform. I have that credibility to back me up. Then I was also featured on TV, on Fox 4 TV. So, and then I also in the front cover of many other magazines. One of them is Short Collars magazine. Yes, one of them is Short Collars magazine. And then here we are. Okay, so let me just stop screen sharing. Apologies, the light is like straight right at me. Okay, here we are. Okay, so as you build your vision and dream into being on the front cover magazine, start with building your authority. This is who people want to have. That people are editors and are always looking for people to be in their magazines, right? But that it takes something else to be on the front cover of a magazine. So the first thing is authority. So start planning on how you can put the pieces and the fundamentals together to solidify your position as the go-to expert in your field. Okay, so an example is a client of mine, Janice, who came to work with me on a book project, Woman Who Lead. From there, she was on TV, and then she went on to have her co-hosting her own radio show, and then she was on TV. She was interviewed on TV. So again, it builds the authority of your brand and your business. Okay, hope that is clear. And then the second part that I want you to think about when you want to be on the front cover is that I want you to think about the value that you want to give to that audience, and more importantly, as well as equally as important as the relationship that you have with the editor. So I'll give you an example, okay? So I was in this book project, Phenomenal Women. So I was in this book project, and as a result from there, I was interviewed on a TV show, on the Short Collars TV show on the Motivation and Success Network. And then as I was interviewed by the founder himself, Dennis Postema, as I go on an interview, there was a point when the host asked me about who inspired me. And I shared about my grandma Mamin, who inspired me to be where I am, to create the life that I wanted. And Mamin is a homemaker, but she has never stopped, has never let anything to be in the way of her dream. She would figure it out. Whatever that she wants to travel, she wants a new car, she wants a jewelry, she wants a new furniture. And at that moment, Mommy just passed away. So it was really raw for me to have her passing and talking about her. So I literally cried the last part of the interview because I just lost one of the people that I love the most. So out of that interview, I'm just allowing myself to just be. I didn't hold myself. I just allow myself to be vulnerable, to be courageous, to be authentic. I allow myself to speak the truth. In one of the questions, Dennis asked, what was it like to be in that book project? And I was like, Dennis, it was so hard. I just feel like throwing things and I just don't feel like doing it because at that moment I just gave birth as well. So it was so hard. My baby was crying and then the connection dropped. There's so many things going on when I was working in that book project. And it just shocked me because most of the time people are like, this is so cool. This is so awesome. Yeah, it was challenging, but this, and I'm like, this is hard. I don't want to do it at one point. So I was just being who I am, just allowing myself to be the courage, the vulnerability, the fears, my strength. And then at the end of the interview, Danny said, I want to offer you your own TV show on my network. Are you interested? I was like, did that just happen? And obviously I said yes. I have my own TV show called Yes I Can, hosted on the Motivation and Success Network. But I was so shocked. I thought that it was like just being in the moment was was I'm gonna be judged. But then I was offered a TV show. And then from there, we had multiple collaborations, Dennis and I, and our relationship grew. We're in another book project together. We're doing a summit together. So basically, over time, our relationship grew, and I contributed my values to his audience. And then there was a point when he was like, "Do you it was like, I want to interview you. And my book Moneymakers was out. And he was like, I want to interview you. And then I want you to feature you on the front cover of Short Collars magazine, which is his magazine, the magazine that I just showed earlier. So can you see, like, from one thing would lead to the other and the other and the other, and it starts a combination of what is the value that you can give to the audience of that person, the editor, of the producer, and also the kind of relationship that you build with the editor and the producer. And myself as an editor for my own magazine, Spotlight Magazine, I have got many women who wants to be in the front cover. But then the space that they come from is the entitlement. It's the entitlement, like, I should be in the front cover. You should put me in on the front cover. And I say, why? Why? You do not have a relationship with me. I don't even know you. We haven't worked together before. I don't know the content that you want to bring in. Like, for example, with Dennis, he interviewed me. He knows about my work. I've shared what my challenges are. I shared about my vision. I shared about my value, how I can help people. Throughout time, I've built relationship with him. I be my own authentic, courageous, vulnerable self. So we already had that relationship. And then when it comes organically, I didn't even have to pitch myself to be on the front cover of his Short Collars magazines. It was something that came organically and naturally to me, which I'm so grateful for. So I'm just looking for my thing here for my mouse pad. Okay, here we are. So this is the magazine that I talked about on Short Collars magazine. Here we are. Short Collars magazine. So I was on the front cover talking about my book, Moneymakers. So a book, Moneymakers, that just came out. I wrote it when I was 8 months pregnant in 72 hours. And it's a combination of years in my heart that I wanted to have it out before I gave birth to my baby. And it's also what mommy taught me on how to be a moneymaker. So it was something really special to me. And Danny saw the value in what I can offer, how to be a moneymaker. So he had me interviewed again on his TV show, on his podcast, and then become on the front cover of magazine. I've been on multiple front cover of magazines. And remember, it's the value that you give to the audience, and as well as equally as important, the relationship that you build with that platform, the owner of the platform, the editor, the producer. It's the relationship that you build is most important, because the last thing I want as an editor or as the curator of a magazine is to be a profit center. People feel entitled to be on the front cover of a magazine. So, so think about that. Think about it. No, like when people come with such a big ego, wanting to be on the front cover just because they feel entitled, it will be a straight no. It will be a straight no. So think about nurturing a relationship, authentic, genuine relationship with that person, with the editor, with the producer, and think about what value that you can give to the audience. And the last part on how you can be on the front cover of a magazine, think about the impact that you want to get when you're on the front cover of the magazine. Think about the impact that you want to get when you're on the front cover of the magazine. What ripples do you see happening by you sharing your voice, by you sharing your content, by you sharing your dreams? What's the rippling effect? What would be possible? How can you touch people's hearts? How can you take care of one person? How can you do that? The impact that is bigger than you. So I'll give you an example, okay? For my one of the things I do is I shared about my story in one of my books. I think it was in Yes I Can. So I shared about how when I first came to America, someone knocked at my door. So someone knocked at my door, and my daughter, my daughter Nada, she was young. I think she was about 3 years old, 4 years old then, or maybe younger. So Nada said, "Mommy, someone's at the door." So Nada and I would go to the front door and open it, but there was no one there. But then when I look down, right on our doorstep, there's this green plastic bag filled with stuff. At first, I'm like, "What is that?" Then I'm like, "Oh my God, is that what I think it is?" So I look down, crunch down, untie the knot, open it. The smell was awful. Someone had literally thrown a bag of dog waste right on our doorstep. Right on our doorstep. There are 8 doors in our apartment block. When I go out, I look to my right, I look to my left. There was no one there. Out of the 8 doors in my apartment block, ours was the only one with a bag of dog waste on our doorstep. And then suddenly from behind me, in a soft little voice, Nadra says, "Mommy, why are they doing this to us?" And I completely lost it. I broke down and cried. And I said, "God, what did we do wrong?" And that is a story that I shared in my book. And from that story, it led me to various interviews, led me to various speaking engagements. It led me to my TED Talk. It's just unbelievable on how the journey comes in, right? It led me to my TED Talk on, which is Coming to America, a story of a hijab wearing woman. And then from there, it led me to train other women on how they can share their voices. It led me to be invited to speak at one of the most prestigious universities, one of the top universities in Malaysia. And then from there, I was invited to become a judge at one of the speaking competition. Can you believe it? I'm like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah, you're the best fit for it. You've spoken on TED, you've written books." I'm like, "Okay." And then from there, I've been invited to train other authors from that university, to train the publisher in that university. I've been invited to speak at another university to train people how to share their voices. I'm like, it's unbelievable the impact that can have when you plant a seed, right? So this is all about planting a seed. This is all about planting a seed. And one of my clients, Anjani, who is here, let me just quickly see if I can grab her her page. Anjani, this is Anjani, my beautiful client Anjani. She said that by being in this magazine, she had one of the biggest publicity hits ever. And that's already like a huge seed planted. She's going to places, whether speaking engagements, interviews. Now we're talking about getting her into the tech stage on the tech platform, various places. So I want you to think about the impact, that the rippling impact of what's possible when you're on this prestigious platform, when you're on the front cover. For example, Amy here, who's my client on the front cover, so many opportunities has come her way from people reaching out to her, for potential clients reaching out to her. Amazing. So you got to think the impact. It's beyond that. This is so cool. This is beyond that. This is so cool. It's going to be a massive publicity for me. Absolutely, it is. But what is the impact that you want to make? How are you going to touch people's life with your message, with your voice, with the vessel that you've been given to? And that is the part that's going to move the editors in choosing you to be on the front cover of the magazine. So I hope that was helpful to you. And I just wanted to leave you before I end at the next step that you can take in how you can be featured in a magazine and potentially be nominated to be on the front cover of a magazine. So what I have created is something really, really special. I've thought about this. When the magazine comes out, I have a lot of women who says to me, I want to be in your magazine. I want to be on the front cover of your magazine, or I just want to be in your magazine. My magazines are not just online, but printed. It is hard printed. You can feel it, right? You can feel it. And there's something so special about printed magazine. It's a pain to do. It's additional work. It's high cost. But I feel that this is exactly what my women need, because this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something physical. I wanted something physical, and a printed magazine is one of the best ways to elevate your position and credibility as the go-to expert in your field. Here I have my client Lana. Look at how beautiful that is, and a Lindy, and then Mimi is here. Fantastic marketing tool, and my magazines are not just printed, but it is available on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble, which is one of the biggest bookstore in America. It's available on Walmart, which is one of the biggest retailers in America, and thousands and hundreds of and thousands of other places. So there is that marketing already done for you. All you have to do is share your voice. So this is what I have come up with, and I want you to go to izdiharjamil.com/spotlight. izdiharjamil.com/spotlight. And this is what's going to happen, okay? I want to give you a feature in my magazine, in the next edition of the magazine, not just one edition, but 2 editions of my magazine, Spotlight magazine. I want to give you, let me clarify that again. I want to give you a feature in 2 editions of my magazine, because I feel that, once is not enough. You gotta have the repetition of it, right? So you're gonna be featured on 2 editions of my magazine, and you're gonna be having a full feature of 2 pages that are guaranteed. So you have your article, here, and you would have your picture, and it depends on the layout. Some of you may get more than one, a couple more pictures. So what's guaranteed is that you're going to have 2 full pages in 2 of the Spotlight magazine's edition. And you can even order a printed copy and at a wholesaler's price, at a wholesale price that you can use it for your marketing. So the voice, the theme of it is your expertise. I very rarely have themes. What I love is I don't want to put any restrictions on what women want to say. So you get to choose the topic that is best for you, that's in your heart, that's in your passion, and share it with others. And then you also get to have a an interview, to be feed panel style in my TV show. Yes, I can. And my TV show is aired in over 30 countries. And very soon, we're going to be on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV. Roku alone has 50 million views per day. And statistics shows that when you're on these platforms, your brand awareness increased by 30%. So you're going to have like multiple exposure. You're going to be in a magazine, printed magazine. You're going to be on that is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, and then you're going to be interviewed panel style on a TV show and podcast. And then for those of you who would pay in full, as a bonus, what you're going to be getting is that you're going to be getting a link to nominate yourself to be on the front cover of a magazine. That's something really special from me to you. For those who pay in full, only for those who pay in full, you get to send in a nomination for you to be considered to be on the front cover of a magazine. Like I said, this is hot properties, darling. Hot property to be on the front cover because there's only one spot. And I only produce my magazine about 2-3 times a year. So that's not a lot of spots. There's only 2-3 times a year that you can be on the front cover of a magazine. So let me quickly show you. Again, go to izdiharjamil.com/spotlight. And I want you to click on that red button. Click on that red button to secure your spot. At one time, I only have about 10 to 15 people in a magazine, and it goes away really fast. So make sure, go to izdiharjamil.com/spotlight and click on the red button to secure your spot. And the first thing that's going to happen when you click on the red button and you complete the payment is that you're going to be getting an email that contains a writing formula. So I have a writing formula that I have specially designed to help you craft your article so that you don't have to think, well, I'm going to put in, how do I start? It's all there. Just follow the structure and use your voice. Use your voice to touch people's heart. So let me quickly show it to you what it looks like. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty, so all you have to do is go to izdiharjamil.com/spotlight. izdiharjamil.com/spotlight. And this is what you're going to see. So you have Spotlight Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, something really simple. This is the opportunity for you to plant your seeds and have the impact and have the rippling impact on various platforms, prestigious platforms in front of thousands and millions of people. So if you take a look, here's a sneak peek on what the magazine, on how it will look for you when you are featured in this magazine, in sharing your ideas in front of a global audience, right? So all you have to do, like I said, I've kept it so simple. You just have to send me your article. So you can have a look on how it would look like, that's features. We have something exciting. It's about the lifestyle, it's about books, it's about ideas. We have a poem, we have a cooking. So there we go. So you can check it out. And then you can see it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and thousands of other retailers. So this is on Barnes and Noble, this is on Amazon. So just imagine, right, how it would look like for you when you're on the front cover of the magazine. take a moment to take a deep breath and imagine. How would you feel? Do you feel it will help to gain the trust, know, like, love, and trust factor with your audience and build that instant connection of authority with them? Will it help you to win your clients, grow your audience, make more money in your business? So here is the package, right? So you get a full feature on 2 editions of Spotlight magazines, right? So we publish about maximum 4 times a year, usually about 2 to 3, usually about 3. You get 2 full pages per feature. Like I said, you get 2 full pages in the magazine. So what gets featured are your beautiful picture and your heartwarming article for the audience. And your feature will be included in the digital and printed edition. I will also be giving, once you click this red button here, I will be giving you the writing formula for you to write your article. So you don't have to think about it, you just write it on whatever's most important to you. And then you also have access to a special link where you can buy the magazine at wholesale price. So again, it's for the marketing purposes. It's like your business card. When you go to places, don't bring your business card, bring the magazine, right? It's going to be like, oh, wow, you're in this magazine? Absolutely. So only for those who pay in full, here's the bonus. A nomination, a link to send in your nomination to be on the front cover of the magazine, and how exciting it is. Like I said, there's only 1 spot per edition. It's very, very competitive. So I want to give the chance to people that make the commitment for the success. The full commitment to the success right now. So you get to have a link to send in your nomination. And then you also get to attend a bonus masterclass on how to leverage your magazine feature to win clients and get more media opportunities. And the other bonus is that as well, you are going to be interviewed panel style on my TV show and podcast. And of course, an invitation to the launch party. So this is exactly what you're going to get. This is the result that you're going to be getting. You are getting something tangible. This is not a coaching session. It is something tangible, something you can see, something you can hold, something you can smell and flip, something tangible. So go ahead and click on the red button of the 997. The whole package is 997. There's also a payment option that you're more than welcome to go for, but just know that only those who pay in full are going to get the bonuses. So, and I can't wait to hear your voice. I want each and every one of you to click on that red button, because I would love to hear your voice. I would love to feature your voice. I would love to share your voice on this magazine and have it out on multiple platforms, magazine, on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, on TV show, on podcast. I think it's going to be fantastic. That is my passion. That is my purpose. That is my job. So I would invite you to click on that right button and let's work together to make your dreams come true. My client and TED speaker, Michelle, says, Izzy, you gotta speak on the TED stage. It's one of my biggest desires, but I say, I just had a baby. I'm scared of public speaking. I don't think I can do this. And she says, you're a trailblazer. Where you go, people follow. You want to create a path so that other women can share their voice. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I applied to the first TED conference, and the next, and the next, and the next. 9 organizers said no to me. I'm heartbroken, and I feel like I'm not good enough. But I keep on going, making my ideas stronger and better until the perfect one said yes to me. I'm so happy and excited that I fall onto frustration out of gratitude. My dream is to be the best TED speaker. I ask help from various experts, storytelling, stage performance, confidence. I practice every day. I'm walking, cooking, driving. I'm practicing from my guests on my TV show, my friends, people that come over to my home. 4th of December, 2021, the day of my TED Talk. I'm speaker number 9 out of 12. I'm so nervous, anxious, scared that my chest tightens. I could not breathe. I'm walking, stretching, meditating in the green room just to calm my nerves. Then the MC, Sonali Fish says, our next speaker is Dr. Izdihar Jamil. What I love most about her is her smile. In that moment, I just close my eyes and I say, God, just let me be. Let them hear my heart. Let me touch their hearts. Help me to take care of one person so I can be so grateful. Open my eyes, look to my right, smile at my audience as I'm walking up the stage. Stop at the red dot, turn to face the camera, and I say my first line. My husband, Rizal. I can see a world where my 8-year-old daughter, Nadra, is going to grow up as a Muslim woman. And I don't like it. It takes balls to wear the hijab in America. I shared that the revolution to overcoming social adversity isn't to blend, change, conform, or transform yourself to fit the preconceived notion of society's checklist, but rather to be proud and courageous of your roots and heritage, and to be open and accepting of each other's differences. Then the first audience stands up, and the next, and the next, and the next, until the whole audience stands up. I receive one of the longest and loudest standing ovation of the day. After my talk, so many people come to me with tears in their eyes and said, you made me cry. I can feel every part of your emotion. And I wish my daughter is here to hear your story. That's why I do what I do, sharing women's voices on prestigious platform without prejudice, so that our children can grow up in a world not only they can be proud of who they are, but live in a society that is open and accepting of each other's differences. So darlings, when are you gonna share your voice? Say yes, and we'll go all the way to the top and beyond. Thank you for listening. Until I hope you find value from my training, and I hope I get to see some of you in Spotlight Magazine. It's idhiharjamil.com/spotlight. Thank you, everybody. May peace be upon you. Bye, 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 bye.